I always thought my life was simple, and honestly, I liked it that way. I worked long hours at the small auto shop downtown, fixed engines, wiped grease from my hands, and came home to my wife, Emily. I used to believe that meant something, that coming home to her made the hard days feel worth it. But now, when I look back, I wonder if I missed signs that were right in front of me. "Ethan, you look exhausted again," Emily said one evening as I walked through the door. "I'm fine," I told her, dropping my keys on the counter. "Busy day. Same as always." "You should take a break sometime," she said softly. "You push yourself too hard, and I'd do it for us," I said with a tired smile. She didn't answer. Instead, she looked away, like my words made her uncomfortable. That was the first moment I felt something strange start to settle in my chest. A small shift. A warning. Later that night, while we ate dinner, she brought up a name I never liked hearing. "I saw Jason earlier today," she said casually. My fork paused midair. "Jason Reed. Your old friend?" "Yes," she said, eyes avoiding mine. "He was in town for a meeting." "We just talked for a minute," forced a steady voice. "You didn't mention he was coming." "I didn't know," she replied quickly. "It just happened." Jason Reed, her ex. The man she once swore meant nothing anymore. I told myself not to react, but my stomach tightened anyway. "What did you two talk about?" I asked. "Just life," she said. "He asked how I've been." "That's all you could have told me sooner." "Why does it matter so much?" She snapped. "It doesn't," I said, backing off even though it did. "I just want to know what's going on in your life." She sighed and brushed her hair back. "Ethan, you're making a big deal out of nothing." Jason and I barely spoke. I nodded, but doubt settled deeper. 2 days later, she came home late. "Where were you?" I asked gently. "Work ran long," she answered too quickly. "Can I just take a shower first?" Her tone shut down any chance of a real conversation. Another night passed. Then another. Something was changing between us, and I felt it growing no matter how hard I tried to ignore it. One Thursday evening, she stepped into the living room, holding her phone and a small overnight bag. "I think I need some time alone," she said. "What does that mean?" I asked, sitting up on the couch. "I'm stressed. Work has been crazy. I just need a night to clear my head." "You're staying somewhere else?" "Yes, just for tonight." "Where?" "A hotel," she said. "I already booked it." My heart sank. "Why can't you stay here if you just need space?" "Because I can't breathe here right now," she said bluntly. "Please don't make this harder." I swallowed tightly. "Who told you to take this break?" "No one," she said. But she couldn't meet my eyes. "Did you talk to Jason again?" Her silence was louder than any answer. "Emily," I whispered, "are you telling me the truth?" She shook her head. "I'm telling you, I need space. Can't you respect that?" "I'll respect anything," I said, "as long as it's real." She sighed, grabbed her bag, and walked to the door. "I'll be back tomorrow. Emily, just tell me you're coming back to work things out." "I don't know what I'm coming back to," she said softly, and then she was gone. I sat alone for hours, staring at the wall, the silence almost painful. My mind kept replaying every small moment her distance, the sudden late nights, the way she avoided my questions. Every piece felt like part of a bigger puzzle I didn't want to see. Around midnight, my phone buzzed. A message from her. "I'll see you tomorrow." Don't worry about me, but I did worry. I couldn't shake the heavy feeling pulling at my chest. Something was wrong. Something was happening that I wasn't being told. The next morning she returned, acting brighter, lighter, almost cheerful. Too cheerful. "Did you rest?" "Yes, I feel much better now," she said, stepping past me. "Where did you stay?" "A hotel near the lake," she replied quickly. "It was quiet, and you were alone?" She froze for a moment. "Yes, Ethan, I was alone." "Can you stop asking?" I swallowed the question burning in my throat. I didn't want to lose her. I didn't want to push. So I said nothing else. But inside, a crack opened wide, and something inside me shifted forever. That was the night everything changed. "Even if I didn't know it yet," you said. 2 months passed before Emily finally sat me down at the kitchen table. She kept fidgeting with her sleeves. I already felt a knot forming in my stomach. I need to tell you something, she said. What's going on? I asked, trying to read her face. I'm pregnant, Ethan. My breath caught. You're what? I'm pregnant, she repeated, almost smiling. It's a miracle. I didn't think I could ever get pregnant. A miracle, I said slowly, feeling the word punch through me. How far along? About 8 weeks, she said. 8 weeks. My mind immediately calculated the timeline. 8 weeks meant the night she stayed at the hotel, the night she said she needed space, the night she saw Jason. You okay? She asked, leaning forward. I'm just surprised, I said. You didn't mention you weren't feeling well. I didn't want to say anything until I was sure, she said. Dr. Haley confirmed everything yesterday. You already saw a doctor? Yes. I wanted to be certain before I told you. I nodded, forcing my breathing to stay calm. Why didn't you ask me to come with you? I didn't want you missing work, she said, and I wasn't sure how you'd react. I would have gone, I whispered. She reached for my hand. I wanted this to be good news. We've wanted a family. We have, I said. But it's fast. It's pregnancy, Ethan, she said with a nervous laugh. It's supposed to be fast. I didn't respond. I couldn't trust my voice. Later that day, I drove to my sister Sarah's place. She opened the door with a smile, but it faded when she saw my face. What's wrong? She asked. Emily's pregnant, I said. That should be good news, she said softly. Why do you look terrified? The timing, I whispered. It lines up with the night she stayed out. Her eyes widened. Oh, Ethan. I don't want to think the worst, I said. But it's all I can think. Did you talk to her about it? How do I just ask, is the baby mine? I said, rubbing my face. What am I supposed to say? Talk to her, Sarah said, before you drown yourself in fear. I'm trying, I said. But she seems happy. More than usual. Maybe she's excited, she suggested. Or maybe she already knows something. I muttered. Sarah placed a hand on my arm. Don't jump to conclusions, then. What do I do? I asked. Watch. Listen. You'll see the truth eventually. I left her house feeling both comforted and more confused. That evening, Emily sat on the couch rubbing her stomach like she was already bonding with the baby. How was your day? She asked. Busy, I said. Can we talk about the pregnancy? Sure, she said brightly. What do you want to know? Why didn't you wait for me before going to the doctor? I told you, she said. I didn't want to worry you until I was certain. I'm your husband, I said. I want to be included. You're included, she said with a forced smile. We're in this together, are we? I asked. Because it doesn't feel like it. Her eyebrows pulled together. Why are you acting like this? I'm trying to understand, I said. Everything feels rushed. It's pregnancy, she repeated, frustrated. Everything is supposed to feel fast and scary. I stared at her, searching her face for any hint of guilt or fear. All I saw was impatience. Emily, I said gently, are you happy? I am, she said quickly. Aren't you? I'm overwhelmed, I admitted, and confused, and trying to figure out what this means for us. It means we're starting a family, she said. Isn't that enough? I hesitated. Do you want to tell Jason? Her entire body tensed. Why would I tell Jason? You said he was a friend, I replied. I don't know what you tell him anymore. You're being paranoid, she snapped. Jason has nothing to do with this. I hope not, I said quietly. She stood up sharply. If you keep acting like this, you're going to ruin everything. I'm not trying to ruin anything, I said. I'm trying to understand the truth. You already have the truth, she said. I'm pregnant. That's it, but it wasn't it. I felt it deep in my bones. A week later, Emily claimed she was going to meet a coworker named Lily. She came home late, smiling in a way that didn't match her story. How was it? I asked. Good, she said. We talked about maternity clothes. Lily? I asked. Yes, Lily. Is she the one who wears glasses? Emily blinked. Yes. Why? Just making sure, I said. But Lily didn't wear glasses. And Emily knew, I knew that. The lies were growing. And so was something dark inside me. I heard her before I even reached the bedroom's soft laughter. Quick breaths, the kind of laugh she hadn't shared with me in months. It cut straight through my chest. Emily. I called out. The laughter stopped instantly. I heard the click of her phone locking. She turned as I walked into the room. You scared me, she said. Who were you talking to? No one, she replied too fast. Just scrolling? I heard you laughing. People laugh at videos, Ethan, she said sharply. You do it too. Sounded like you were talking to someone. Why are you listening? She snapped. I wasn't listening, I said. I just walked in. You always think I'm hiding something, she said. You're being paranoid again. Can I see your phone? I asked quietly. No, she said, because this is ridiculous. Emily, I'm trying to understand what's happening. What's happening, she said, is that my husband suddenly thinks I'm cheating. I felt the knife twist deeper. I never said that. You didn't have to, she muttered. It's written all over your face. I tried to steady my voice. If you just talk to me, I'm done talking tonight, she said, sliding under the covers. Good night. I stared at her for a long time, feeling the distance widen like a crack splitting through concrete. The next morning, I drove to Sarah's. She answered the door in pajamas. You look like you haven't slept, she said. I didn't, I admitted, stepping inside. I heard Emily laughing last night. On the phone. She hung up as soon as I walked in. Did she say who it was? She said it was nothing, I said, but I know her laugh. That wasn't a funny video laugh. Sarah sighed. You think it was Jason? I do, I said. Everything adds up. The timing. The pregnancy? The distance? Did you ask her directly? I tried. She shut down. Sarah leaned against the counter. You need to trust your instincts, Ethan. They're trying to tell you something. I'm scared of what they're telling me, I whispered. Sarah stepped closer. You're not crazy? People act different when they're hiding something. I feel like she's slipping away, I said. And I can't grab onto anything. Then stop grabbing, Sarah said. Start observing. That stuck with me. And I did observe. It too well. That night, Emily came home late again. You're late, I said from the couch. Traffic, she answered. You worked 10 minutes away. It was a long day, Ethan. Please don't start. I'm not starting, I said. Just asking. You ask too much, she muttered. I watched her walk into the kitchen, her expression shifting from irritated to oddly nervous as she stared at her phone. She typed something quickly and turned the screen away. Who's texting? I asked. No one, she said. You're answering no one? Ethan, she sighed. I'm tired. I'm tired too, I said. Tired of feeling like you're somewhere else, even when you're here. She froze, then looked away. You're imagining things, am I? Yes, she said firmly. You're reading into everything. So everything feels off, I said. The smiles that don't match the stories. The calls you don't explain. The nights you come home late? She clenched her jaw. I'm pregnant, Ethan. I'm stressed. Everything makes me emotional, swallowed. Then talk to me. I can't talk when you accuse me of things I'm not doing. I'm asking questions, I said. Because I'm scared. She stared at me, but her eyes didn't soften. I don't want to fight anymore. Neither do I said. But something is wrong. She walked past me without another word. Later that week, we visited her brother Andrew for dinner. He greeted us with a quiet smile. Emily told me the big news, he said. Congrats. Thanks, I said, though the word felt heavy. Andrew glanced between us. You two okay? Emily forced a laugh. Of course we are. I didn't reply. Andrew raised an eyebrow. You sure, Ethan? We're fine, Emily cut in. I finally spoke. We're figuring things out. Andrew's eyes lingered on Emily. Anything I should know? No, she said quickly. But he didn't fully believe her. I could see it in the way he kept watching her, like he sensed something off too. In the car ride home, I tried again. Emily, I don't want to talk, she said. You never do. I'm tired. I'm breaking, I whispered. She didn't answer. And as silence filled the car, Felt something inside me crumble for the first time. I woke up to the sound of rushing footsteps. Emily was already dressed, hair tied back, moving frantically around the room. "I'm late," she said, grabbing her purse. "I'll call you later." "You didn't eat," I said. "No time," she replied, kissing my cheek quickly. "I love you." The words felt light, almost rehearsed. She rushed out, and a few seconds later I heard the car pull away. I went to grab my jacket, that's when I saw it. Her phone, face down on the dresser. My stomach dropped. "Emily," I whispered to nobody. I picked it up, intending to place it on the table for her to grab later. But right then, the screen lit up. Jason read, "Call me when you can." My fingers went cold. My pulse hammered in my ears. "No," I whispered. "Please no." Set the phone down. I walked away. I sat on the bed. I stood up again. Every breath felt tight. "Don't touch it," I told myself. "Don't go down this road." But then the screen lit again. "Jason, we need to talk about the night at the hotel." My chest collapsed. I picked up the phone with trembling hands. "Just look," I murmured. "Just know the truth." My thumb hovered over the screen. One tiny movement and everything would change. I hesitated. Then pain pushed harder than fear. I unlocked it. The first thing I saw was the message thread. Dozens of deleted messages, gaps in the conversation, timestamps too familiar. I scrolled. My heart kept dropping further. "Emily," I whispered, "what did you do?" I opened the deleted section. My hand shook so badly I almost dropped the phone. Some messages were recoverable. "Jason, you said you didn't regret it." "Jason, you said he'd never find out." "Jason, you were the one who kissed me first." I covered my mouth, choking back a sound that felt too raw. "Stop, please stop," I whispered as I kept reading. Then I saw a draft she'd never sent. Emily unsent. "I don't know if the baby is yours." Emily unsent. "I feel guilty, but I can't tell Ethan." Unsent. "I don't know who the father is." My vision blurred. My body went cold. I felt like the floor vanished under me. No, I breathed. Then the newest message appeared at the bottom. "Jason, are you sure the baby is mine?" The world stopped so suddenly I forgot to breathe. I stared at that line for so long I lost track of time. Something cracked deep inside me, quiet but final. "Mine. Mine," I whispered. "He thinks, she thinks." Oh God, my entire chest collapsed into something hollow and shaking. I wanted to throw the phone, break it, scream until my throat tore. But I didn't scream. I didn't move. I just sat there with the phone glowing in my hand, whispering, "Why did you do this to me?" My throat burned. My eyes stung. Every part of me felt like it was splitting open. After several minutes of shaking, I forced myself to breathe. "I need proof," I said. "I need everything." My fingers moved on their own. I opened the gallery, hidden folder, cloud backup. I found screenshots, photos, messages that filled the gaps. One picture made my stomach twist, a blurry hotel room mirror. Emily's hair visible on the edge of the frame. Her smile wasn't mine anymore. It belonged to someone else. I whispered her name, but it sounded broken. I took screenshots of everything. My hands were shaking so hard the images came out crooked, but I didn't care. I emailed them to myself with a blank subject line. Right then, her phone buzzed again. "Olivia Hill, are you coming in today? I need to talk to you about yesterday." I frowned. "Olivia the coworker?" Another message followed immediately. "Olivia, you can't keep hiding this. It's going to blow up." My heart sank deeper. I didn't know what yesterday meant, but I knew it wasn't innocent. I whispered, "How much more is there?" I turned the phone off and placed it exactly where she left it. Same angle, same spot. I backed away slowly, like I was stepping away from a crime scene. My legs felt weak. I sat on the floor beside the bed, head in my hands. "It's Jason's," I whispered. "It has to be. They know it. They're texting about it. They're scared." My chest tightened painfully. I felt like I was drowning. My baby. My family? I choked out. God, what did I do to deserve this? I pressed my palms to my eyes. Tears broke through anyway. For a long time, all I could do was sit there in silence, trying to hold myself together. But the truth was too loud. The miracle she'd given me wasn't mine. It never was. I need to talk to you, I said the moment Emily walked into the kitchen. Clutching a mug like it could shield her from what was coming, my throat felt raw, like every word scraped against it. She looked up with a nervous smile. You're up early. Want coffee? No, I said, and even I heard the edge in my voice. We need to talk about Jason. Her fingers froze around the mug. Jason, why are you bringing him up again? I saw your messages. My voice trembled, but I kept going. All of them. Her face went pale. What do you mean, all of them? I mean the drafts. The deleted messages. The ones recovered in the cloud. The ones where he asked if the baby was his. She stepped back like I'd hit her. You went through my phone? It lit up with his name. I wasn't trying to spy, but I saw what I saw. It's paranoid, she snapped. You've been paranoid for months. I wasn't paranoid, I said, breathing hard. I was trying to trust you. I kept telling myself I was imagining everything, that you wouldn't do this. She slammed the mug onto the counter. Why were you looking in the first place? If you trusted me, you wouldn't have touched my phone. I told you I didn't touch it until his name popped up. What was I supposed to do? Pretend it wasn't there? You should have asked me. I have. I shouted, the sound ripping out of me before I could stop it. You keep acting like I'm imagining things, like I'm the problem, but you're the one hiding everything. Tears gathered in her eyes. You're attacking me. I'm asking you to tell me the truth. My voice dropped to a whisper. Did you sleep with him? Her breathing hitched. Why are you doing this? Emily, I said, stepping closer. I need the truth. She looked down. For a second, I thought she'd stay silent forever. Then her shoulders sagged. It was a mistake, she said quietly. It wasn't supposed to happen. The room tilted. So you did. She pressed a hand to her forehead. I was drunk. He was drunk. I didn't plan it. I don't care if you planned it, I replied, stunned by the calm in my own voice. You cheated on me. She looked up sharply. I didn't mean for it to go that far, but it did. She cried, I know, okay? I've been hating myself every day since it happened. I didn't want to lose you. Should have thought of that before. She wiped her eyes. It was one night. One stupid night. I thought it wouldn't matter if I just forgot it. Forgot it? I repeated. You got pregnant? Her breath came out in a sob. I didn't think I could get pregnant. I panicked. I didn't know whose it was. I didn't want to get a test because I wanted us to stay a family. I thought if we just moved forward, you wanted a family, I whispered bitterly. Just not necessarily with me. That's not true. It feels true, I said. It feels like everything I believed about us was a lie. No, she pleaded, grabbing my arm. Please don't say that. I love you. I chose you. I want you. I pulled my arm away. You didn't choose me? You chose to hide what you did and hope I'd never know. I was scared. She shouted, I didn't want to lose you. I didn't want you to look at me like this. I'm looking at the truth, I said. That's all. She sank against the counter, sobbing. Please don't leave. We can fix this. We can go to counseling. We can talk to Dr. Grant. We can start over. I need time, I said, my voice breaking. I can't think. I can't breathe. I can't even look at you without feeling like something inside me is collapsing. Don't go, she whispered. Please don't go. I'm not leaving forever, I said. But I need space. I need to figure out what's left of me after this. I love you, she said again, desperate. I walked toward the door before I shattered in front of her. I wish that felt like enough right now. And as I stepped outside, closing the door between us, I felt the last piece of my world crack completely. I can't believe you're actually staying here, Sarah said as she helped me drop my bag onto the guest bed. Her voice was soft, careful, like I might shatter if she spoke too loud. I just need a few days, I muttered, rubbing my face. I can't be in that house right now. You don't owe me an explanation, she said. but I'm here if you want to talk. My phone buzzed in my pocket for the 5th time in an hour. Emily again. I didn't look at the screen. Sarah glanced at the sound. You're not going to answer? No, I said. Not today. She hesitated. Are you eating anything? I'm not hungry. You haven't eaten since yesterday? I said I'm fine. I snapped, then sighed. Sorry, I'm just tired. She touched my arm gently. Get some sleep. I'll bring you water. When she left, I sat on the edge of the bed and stared at the buzzing phone. Another voicemail, then another. Texts, pleading, apologies, promises. My eyes burned, but no tears came. I powered the phone off. An hour later, a different tone echoed, my laptop pinging. An email notification. The subject line, You deserve the truth. I opened it hesitantly. It was from Olivia Hill. I exhaled sharply and clicked to read. I shouldn't be doing this, but I can't stay quiet anymore. Emily and Jason had been getting close for a long time. I saw things. I ignored things. I'm sorry. If you ever want to talk privately, I will. My stomach twisted. I typed back instantly. What exactly did you see? She replied within minutes, like she'd been waiting. They texted constantly. They took long breaks together. They went out after shifts sometimes. She cried about confusing feelings once. I thought she was just stressed. I didn't think she'd actually crossed the line. I'm really sorry. I clenched my fists. Months, I whispered. It wasn't one night, she replied again. No, it wasn't. I closed the laptop before I broke it. My phone vibrated again even though I'd turned it off. A message must have pushed through when it restarted accidentally. From Jason, I read it out loud in disbelief. It wasn't personal. A laugh escaped my throat, hollow, ugly. Not personal? You destroyed my marriage, but it wasn't personal? I typed back before I could stop myself. What do you want? He responded immediately. Just wanted you to know I didn't mean to hurt you. You slept with my wife, I wrote. She came to me. I didn't force anything. Don't make me the villain. My blood boiled. You are the villain. He didn't reply. I threw the phone onto the pillow and paced the room with my heart hammering. Sarah knocked lightly. Can I come in? Yeah, she stepped inside with a cup of tea. You're shaking. I got a message from him. Jason. Yeah. My voice cracked. He said it wasn't personal. Sarah's face twisted. I'll kill him. I already want to, I said quietly. She sat beside me. What are you going to do? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. You should talk to someone professional, she suggested. Like a lawyer. I looked at her slowly. You're right. That afternoon, I sat in Daniel Carter's office. The walls were lined with certificates and shelves of legal books. He adjusted his glasses and studied me calmly. Tell me everything, he said. I told him.
All of it.
Every message, every lie, every night awake. When I finished, Daniel leaned back. You have options. What kind of options? Separation, divorce, post-birth paternity testing, custody arrangements depending on the outcome. But for now, my advice is simple. Document everything. Every message, every call, every incident. Don't confront Jason again. Don't send emotional texts. Just gather evidence. I swallowed. I feel like my whole life just collapsed. I'm not here to tell you how to feel, he said gently. I'm here to protect you, and you need protection right now. I nodded. I'll do it. Good. And remember, request a DNA test the moment the baby is born. Legally, it's your right. It's right. I whispered, I'm scared the truth will break me, he replied. The truth already happened. Now you face it. When I left his office, the air felt colder, heavier, but clearer somehow. My steps slowed as a single realization settled deep inside me. I wasn't going back blindly. I wasn't pretending anymore. Everyone has a breaking point. And I had finally reached mine, you said. I was tightening a bolt under a customer's Jeep when my phone buzzed nonstop. At first, I ignored it, But the alerts kept coming, texts from coworkers, then from Sarah, then from an unknown number. I climbed out from under the car, wiped my hands, and finally checked. The first message was from Olivia. She snapped at me at work. I told the truth. Everyone knows now. My chest tightened. I called her immediately. Olivia, what happened? She answered with shaky breath. I'm sorry, Ethan. She cornered me in the break room, started yelling that I ruined her life. I lost it. I said she ruined her own life. People heard. Then I told them everything. You didn't have to, I did, she interrupted. I'm tired of covering for her. She played you. She played Jason. She played everyone. And she needed someone to finally say it out loud. I exhaled slowly. Is she okay? She stormed out crying, Olivia said. But everyone's angry with her. They feel betrayed. They trusted her. I rubbed my forehead. Thank you for telling me. I'm not doing this for her, she whispered. I'm doing it for you. Before I could respond, another call came in an unfamiliar number. Ethan Cole? A woman asked sharply. Yes. This is Lena, Jason's girlfriend. Well, ex-girlfriend. I swallowed. Lena, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve. Oh, I know I didn't, she cut in. And guess what? Neither did you. That coward tried to blame everything on Emily. Said she came on to him. Said he was trapped emotionally. I clenched my jaw. That sounds like him. I dumped him in front of half the gym, she said with a mix of anger and pride. He tried to follow me, but people pulled him back. Humiliating for him. Therapeutic for me. Good, I said quietly. You deserved better, she added. If you ever need someone to talk to. I appreciate it, I said gently. But I'm still trying to breathe. Fair. Just know he's paying for it now. Hard. When I hung up, I leaned against the tool cabinet, letting the noises of the garage fade. Everything was spiraling for them, and for the first time, none of it was my problem. A text came next, Andrew. Can we talk? I hesitated, then called him. He answered immediately. Ethan, I'm so sorry. You don't need to apologize. Yes, I do, he insisted. I defended her for years. I trusted her. I thought you were overreacting. And now I confronted her. She admitted more than she told you. My pulse kicked. What do you mean? She told me she didn't think you'd leave, he said bitterly. She said you were too soft-hearted to walk away. My stomach turned. She said that... Yeah, he breathed. I told her she's lost her mind. I told her she destroyed the best person in her life. I didn't know what to say. He continued, I'm not on her side in this. Not even a little. I just wanted you to know that. Thank you, I whispered. That means more than you think. After the call, I put my phone away and returned to work. For once, the clanking tools, the smell of oil, the hum of engines, everything felt grounding. Miguel, my coworker, glanced at me. You good? Getting there, I said. You look different, he noted. Like you're steadier. I didn't respond right away. I tightened a bolt, wiped my hands, and finally said, I'm tired of falling apart. He nodded respectfully. About time, man. During lunch, Sarah called. I heard what happened at her office. Yeah, I said. It's messy. She needed that, Sarah murmured. Consequences. I'm not celebrating it, I said. I just feel detached. Like I'm watching it all from a distance. That's growth, she said. You're choosing yourself now. When I got home to her guest room that evening, I caught myself looking in the mirror. My eyes were less hollow. My shoulders weren't as heavy. I'd eaten a full meal for the first time in days. I'd worked overtime. I'd laughed once, just once, but it was something. Emily had texted me again, but I didn't open it. Instead, I whispered to my reflection, I'm changing. And for the first time since the nightmare began, I actually meant it. Karma was moving, and I didn't have to lift a finger. You said, I was finishing a break job when my phone rang nonstop. I checked the screen and saw Emily's name flashing over and over. I let it go to voicemail, but then Sarah ran into the garage holding her own phone. Ethan, she's in labor, she said. She's crying for you. I wiped my hands on a rag. She wants me there for comfort, not honesty. Maybe, Sarah said softly, but maybe you need to see this through. I breathed out slowly. Fine, I'll go, but not for her. When I walked into the hospital room, Emily looked up with red eyes. You came, she whispered. I came for answers, I said quietly. Not for anything else. She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. Emily, don't. Just focus on the baby, like she sobbed. I'm scared, I know, I said. But that's yours to deal with. A nurse walked in. We're almost ready. Dad, you can stand here. I didn't move. I'm not sure I'm the dad, I said calmly. The nurse blinked. Emily gasped. Ethan, please. Not now. I shook my head. Now is the only time. Labor went fast. She screamed, cried, begged. I stood near the wall, my chest tight, my hands shaking, but not with excitement. With dread, when the baby finally cried, I felt the room tilt. Not joy, not love, just a cold ache. Emily looked at me, smiling through tears. Look at him. I stared at the tiny face. I wished something would spark inside me. It didn't, a nurse asked. Do you want to hold him? Not yet, I said softly. Emily's smile collapsed. Ethan, please. He needs you. I shook my head. He needs the truth. Her face twisted. Can't we just enjoy this moment? No, I said, because this moment decides everything. A doctor walked in with papers. We can do the paternity sample now if you're ready. Emily panicked instantly. No, we don't need that today. I looked at her, steady. We need it now. This isn't the time. She cried. It's the only time, I said. She grabbed my arm. I'm begging you. I pulled away. Stop begging and start telling the truth. Tears streamed down her face. I just want peace. I stared at her. You created war. The doctor cleared his throat. Should I proceed? Yes, I said. No. Emily shouted. But the nurse had already taken the baby's swab. The doctor handed me the kit. My hands didn't even shake. Emily shouted, Ethan, why are you being like this? Because I refused to live another day in a lie. She sobbed as the doctor collected my sample. When they left the room, she whispered, You're punishing me. No, I said. I'm freeing myself. For the next 2 days, she called, texted, begged. I ignored most of it. Sarah brought me coffee while I paced the kitchen. You nervous? She asked. I'm tired, I said. Whatever the result is, I've already lost. On the third morning, the email came. My heart pounded as I opened it. The words blurred before settling into sharp. Undeniable truth. 0.00% probability of paternity. I sat down hard. It's his, I whispered. Sarah put a hand on my shoulder. I'm so sorry, Emily called instantly. I answered. She was sobbing before speaking. Ethan, please don't say anything. It's Jason's, I said. She cried harder. I didn't mean for it to get this far. But you let it, I said. Every day. I was scared you'd leave if I told you, she said. You made sure I'd leave by lying. He doesn't want the baby, she whispered. He told me today. He said he's not ready. I closed my eyes. That's between you and him. Blocked me. She choked. He's gone. I nodded to myself. Good. Now everyone sees him for who he is. What about us? She cried. What about our marriage? What marriage? I asked quietly. You ended it the night you slept with him, she begged again. Ethan, don't do this. Don't leave me alone. You weren't alone, I said. You had him. I only want you, she sobbed. I breathed out slowly. You only want the life you ruined. There was a long silence before I whispered, I'm filing for divorce. She let out a broken scream. No, Ethan, please, don't. I hope you find peace someday, I said, but you won't find it with me. I hung up. Then I called Daniel, my lawyer. It's time.
I told him.
And for the first time in months, the weight on my chest finally lifted. Emily showed up at Sarah's house 3 days after I filed the papers. I heard the doorbell, then her voice trembling in the hallway. "Ethan, please? I just need 5 minutes." Sarah poked her head into my room. "Do you want me to send her away?" I shook my head. "No, I'll talk to her." When I stepped into the living room, Emily was wringing her hands like she was holding her own guilt. "Thank you for coming out," she whispered. "What do you want, Emily?" I asked quietly. She looked up, eyes red. "I want to fix this." "There's nothing to fix." "Yes, there is." She cried. "I messed up. I ruined everything. I know that, but I'm begging you to see how much I regret it." I crossed my arms. "Regret doesn't undo anything." She stepped closer. "I can change. I swear I can. I'll quit my job if I have to. I'll cut Jason off forever. You already should have," I said. "Long before any affair. Long before any baby." She swallowed hard. "I know. I was stupid. I was selfish. I was scared. You knew exactly what you were doing." She broke down crying. "Please don't say it like that. It's the truth." She wiped her face. "We can still raise him together. He doesn't have to be alone. You're the only stable person I have left." I stared at her, stunned. "Emily, I'm not raising another man's child." "It doesn't have to matter whose he is," she whispered. "Family is about love. You didn't choose love," I said softly. "You chose secrecy." Her voice cracked. "I thought he was a mistake I could hide." "You didn't hide him," I said. "You hid me." She shook her head desperately. "Ethan, don't walk away. You're all I have left." "That's because you burned everyone else," I said. "Not because I abandoned you." She sobbed harder. "People at work won't even look at me. Olivia won't speak to me. My boss said I might be suspended. Andrew barely answers my calls. Actions have consequences," I said. "That's life." She reached out again. "Please, I'm drowning. Don't let me lose you." I stepped back. "You lost me the night you chose him." Her face crumpled. "I didn't choose him. I just slipped." I shook my head. "People don't slip into betrayal. It takes planning. It takes lies. It takes choices." She covered her mouth as if she could hold the truth inside. "I miss you. I miss who I thought you were." She sank onto the couch. "I hate myself for what I did." "Good," I said gently. "Maybe that means you'll grow." "We're so calm," she whispered. "That scares me." "I'm calm because I'm done." She froze. "Please don't say that. I can't be the man you betrayed," I said. "I can't rebuild a marriage you destroyed. And I can't pretend this didn't happen." She shook her head over and over. "I can't lose you. I can't. You already did." We sat in silence for a long moment. Her breathing was shaky, mine steady. I realized I no longer felt rage, just distance. "Jason texted me yesterday," she said weakly. "He said he can't be involved. He said he needs time to focus on himself." "That sounds like him." "He got fired," she added. "Lena told his boss everything," and nodded slightly. "Karma keeps good time. And me," she whispered. "What happens to me?" "That's up to you," I said. "But whatever it is, I'm not part of it." She looked at my face like she was memorizing it. "You really mean it, don't you?" "Yes." A long, heavy silence passed before she said, "Can I at least hope that someday, maybe years from now, you'll forgive me?" I took a breath. "I'll heal. I'll move on. But forgiveness doesn't mean returning to the fire." She covered her face again. "I can't believe I did this." "I can," I said, "because I lived every minute of it." When she finally stood, she whispered, "Goodbye, Ethan. Goodbye, Emily." She walked out slowly. When the door closed behind her, I felt something inside me release like a rope. Finally snapping after being pulled too tight for too long, Sarah came in quietly. "You okay?" I nodded. "For the first time in months?" "What now?" she asked. "I rebuild," I said, "piece by piece." I stepped outside, breathing in the cool air. The world felt wider, lighter, mine again, for the first time. I wasn't walking away from my life. I was walking toward it. I leaned back in my car seat and whispered, "It's strange how quiet life feels now. The words sounded almost foreign coming from me, like someone else had borrowed my voice. Months had passed, yet the echo of everything still lingered. But maybe quiet isn't emptiness, I murmured to myself. Maybe it's healing. When my phone buzzed, I answered only because it was my sister. "You sound alive," she said, half teasing. "I'm trying," I replied. "Some days I make it. Some days I drag myself." "That's normal," she said. "But you're not stuck anymore." "I know," I said softly. "I can feel it. The weight's different now." Later that week, I sat with my friend Daniel at a small cafe. He leaned forward and said, "Man, I swear you look lighter." "What changed?" "I stopped looking backward," I told him. "For months, all I did was replay everything. Now I'm done doing that," Daniel nodded. "Did Emily try reaching out again?" "She did," I said. "A few months ago?" "She wanted closure." "What did you say?" I exhaled slowly. I told her the truth. I don't hate her, but she doesn't get a seat in my future. Daniel blinked. "Damn, that's a strong line." "It felt right," I said. For once I wasn't speaking from anger, just clarity. He tapped the table. "I'm proud of you. You walked through fire and came out breathing." I laughed quietly. Barely still counts. When the waitress walked away, Daniel said, "You ever think about dating again?" "Honestly, not yet," I replied. "But I'm not scared of it anymore." "That's new." That night my mom called. Her voice softened when she said, "I can hear peace in you." "Really?" I asked. "Yes," she said. "Even the way you breathe is different." I didn't know how to respond. Finally, I said, "I'm learning to let go. Not forgive everything, just release it. It's enough," she whispered. A few weeks later, I met some new people through work. During a group dinner, one of them asked, "You're awfully quiet. Everything okay?" I smiled faintly. "Yeah, I'm just taking things in. I used to rush through life. Now I'm trying to actually live it." Someone laughed. "That sounds wiser than all of us combined." I shrugged. Pain teaches strangely. As the meal went on, I found myself laughing again, real laughter. Not the forced kind I'd worn like armor. When I got home, I stared at my reflection and said, "You're coming back. Slowly, but you're coming back." One afternoon, I drove past the old apartment Emily and I once shared. For the first time, I didn't feel my stomach twist. I rolled down the window and said, "I'm good. I don't belong there anymore." That moment felt like a quiet victory. A few days later, my cousin joined me on a walk. "You look different," he said. "Like you're carrying less." I dropped what wasn't mine, I told him. He frowned playfully. "You always talk in quotes now." "Maybe," I joked. "Healing makes poets out of broken people," he laughed. "So what's next for you?" "I'm figuring it out," I said. "But I'm not rushing. I want to live with intention." My cousin nudged me. "You deserve that." Later that night, alone again in my car, I spoke into the quiet. "I don't hate her," I told the steering wheel. "I don't think I ever truly did. I just don't fit in her world anymore. And I don't want to." My voice cracked slightly, but not from pain, from relief. Then I said, "She made her choices. I made mine. And mine led me here." I started the engine, letting the hum fill the silence. "I survived," I whispered. "That's something no one can take from me." As the sun began sinking, painting the sky gold and orange, I drove toward the open road. Wind slipped through the window, warm and steady. The world didn't feel heavy anymore. It felt wide. I tightened my grip on the steering wheel and said out loud, "The miracle was never the baby." I paused, letting the moment breathe. The miracle was that I survived. And for the first time in a long time, I believed every word.